So I just want to jump on and create a video to talk about bat speed and how we train it. I have Ev up here as an example. He's one of the players on the Tomahawks, and he had, a really awesome winter, increasing his max bat speed by 9 miles an hour, average 5.5. And he went from this, beginner swing you see here in January to something like this, right? So how do we train bat speed? Contrary to the folks selling products like overweighted bats, or saying there's like one mechanical fix. I think like you need to take a full whole of hitter approach. I mean, it's hitting training, right? That's how you're going to increase bat speed. Is you're going to become a better hitter, get better mechanics. But there's really kind of five things that we do that are we've seen work. So, first thing, if you're going to train bat speed, you have to, have a sensor or some method to really record data and get consistent data. Um, you can't really know where you want to go if you don't know where you are. So that's really, number one. I'm just a person, I don't believe like in subjective observation, like, oh man, it feels like the ball's coming off the bat harder. I want to see it with the blast sensor that it's actually happening. And I think, if your son is playing competitively, just stuff that should definitely be monitored. So the second thing you do is testing and retesting. So what I mean by that is you have a test day. So the video you have up top, this is one of our test days in January, and the video down bottom, this is kind of one of our test days in March. Doing testing and retesting on about 2-3 week intervals, what it allows you to do is work on certain things or work on parts of the swing and tackle parts of the swing over time. So I think, with Ev, what we wanted to do was first, get him an idea of, what the bottom half should be doing in his swing. And you can kind of see the transition, from just stepping forward in a very kind of beginner swing to, something that looks more like this, right? Whereas, if you watch his back foot here, or if you watch his back foot here, you can really see, the difference. So we tackle it kind of one thing at a time, and we put kids in drills that are going to attack the issues that they have in their swings. The third thing, and this is really important for recording data and for training, is just the training environment. I think any coach can kind of record a player swinging off front toss or on a tee, and it's going to look okay. You can find a few good swings, but it's filming, when the ball's coming with, 55 mile an hour, 60 mile an hour velocity at 11U, for instance. That's the best way to record the data is in a game-like environment. We practice to do well in games, not just to be good at practice. So, front toss and tee work, it has its place. It's great for drill stuff, but it's, if we want to see, okay, how is this player actually going to hit in the game? We want to record it with some velocity, in a game-like environment, as close as you can get to it. The fourth, and this is the most important thing for youth players, is mechanics, right? Really mechanics and intent. Intent being, I want to hit the baseball hard. When you get to like 14, 15, you can strength training is going to play a big role in bat speed, right? The stronger you are, the harder you can swing the bat, faster you can swing the bat. But at the youth level, like, we're not going to put a 10-year-old through strength training, right? So the biggest gains in bat speed are going to come through mechanics. And like I said at the top, I don't think there's like one magic mechanical fix to gaining bat speed. Really, it's tackling all these issues with the swing, one by one, and then what tends to add up is a faster swing, right? You fix mechanics, you make it more efficient, good things are going to happen, with bat speed. And so the last way that we develop bat speed is through, overload and underload training. But this is something that I think we should have been more careful about, especially early on, and I'll explain why. Overload underload training works The data's there. It does work. That's why, the Camwood bat, Axe bat, it's had success in raising kids' bat speeds. But at the youth level, you need to be very, very careful about when you introduce it. I think the biggest mechanical flaw that you see in youth hitters is bat drag, right? And you can see it here. It's really, if you see this bottom bottom hand elbow, sorry, top hand elbow, when it starts to, get ahead of the swing, the barrel on the bat drops, and then the kid, sorry, let me see this. The kid will drag, the bat to the zone. You can really see it. If you give a kid a heavy bat, that's what they're going to want to do, right? Because they have this heavy object they have to pick up, and the human brain, for some reason, when it has, something heavy and it needs to hit an object, it wants to drag it through the zone, almost like you're, chopping a tree or something like that. So to introduce overload underload training, or heavy bats, not heavy bats, you should make sure that the players are in a decent mechanical spot to do it. And then once they are, it will see like really good gains because they have good mechanics. If you do introduce it too early, you're gonna see, like, I think they're kind of fake gains in bat speed. What it's gonna do is it's just gonna make a kid more efficient, or be able to swing or drag the bat through the zone harder, which is fine. Ronald Acuna is somebody, if you watch his swing, he has some bat drag, but it's really not like the most efficient way to hit a baseball. So again, be careful, but overload underload training works. Um, so that's really the 5 ways we do it, right? It's getting data, it's testing, retesting, it's training environment, mechanics and intent in overload underload training. If you like this video or enjoyed it, you can give it a thumbs up or subscribe, and we'll try and get more hitting stuff out there, because I love talking hitting. So thanks for watching.